Hello, this is Rachel Edoho-Eket, and I'm so glad that you joined me today to talk about one of my favorite topics, how to accomplish more with less. Have you ever wondered how people who are so busy can continue to accomplish more and more? That's really what inspired me to record this video because I'm someone who is a very busy person. But as I've accomplished more and more of my dreams, I realize that it really is about being smart about how to use your time and doing more with less. So let's get into some tips that I've learned over the past several years. Now, just for some background, I'm someone who decided to do a doctoral degree while I was working full time, a full time wife, a full time mother of twins. All these things are going on in my life. And I was working full time as an assistant principal. And what I learned was I had all these dreams and I really wanted to accomplish them. But as I started the process, I got really good at fine tuning my life, at figuring out how to prioritize my time. And I wanted to share some of those tips with you because I know you have a lot of dreams too. And I know that you're also very busy. So there is a way to do this. Over the past couple of years, I've written two books. I've also done lots of keynotes for some major conferences, including the ASCD conference. And so I have found that it really takes intentional efforts, but it is possible to have it all. So here are some tips that I wanted to share with you. The first thing that you need to do is really figure out what your essential things are in your day, right? What are some things that you know you have to do? And what are some things that you can kind of say no to? So, this is the hardest part for me because I'm someone who's a people pleaser. I love saying yes to things, I love taking on new things. But what I've learned over time is if I'm going to accomplish the goals that are important to me, that means I have to say no. So, my first tip is you have to learn to prioritize and say no. Now, people are going to send you lots of requests, especially when they see that you're doing well and that you're able to accomplish a lot of different things. So it does take a level of discipline to say, unfortunately, I can't do that right now because my time is a little bit tight. You can definitely do that in a respectful way and still hold your relationships with people. So, my first tip is we have to learn to say no to some things if they're not really in alignment with what our specific goals are. The next thing that I've learned to do well is really maximize my resources. So I am the type of person that if you give me just a little bit, I can stretch it out. So I like to figure out how I can maximize resources that are in my disposal. Technology is one of those. I'm the type of person that if I have it in my mind right now and I need to send an email out to my staff, I will put the email in writing and I will auto schedule it for the future. That way, I know I have checked it off of my list. I don't have to come back to it. And it's usually a reminder for staff. So it's very helpful information. So as I'm thinking of a task, I just do it right away. That way, it doesn't get lost in the shuffle later on. And then finally, I really try to streamline some practices and processes. What are some ways to get from point A to point B a little bit faster while still achieving the same result? And the way that I do that is number one, I got rid of the idea of being a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist doesn't serve anybody well, and it just takes up a lot of time. So I had to be okay with things not being perfect. But if they were finished, if they were good, in some cases they were great, then that was enough. And so, really thinking about how I could change some practices in our school. So, one of the things that we like to do in the past was a science fair, and we used to have judges and we used to have all these different components, certificates, and things to it. We were able to still keep that, but it was taking up a lot of time. And so, we decided to take away some of the requirements and just allow students and families who wanted to participate to do the activities at home. And then they came in, shared them with their peers, and we had a night for the families who participated. It accomplished the same wonderful things, but it took off some of that planning on the back end and on the front end that we were investing as teachers and staff. So prioritize your time, figure out how to say no, let go of perfectionism, and go after all of your dreams. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you found this helpful for how to do more with less. Have a good day.